My topic for this informative speech is the relationship between brain damage and how it affects American football. Throughout the past few decades, football, America's most popular sport, has been known to be an exciting yet brutal game. It seems clearer than ever that the game may be far more life-damaging than we ever imagined. Over the years, more and more evidence has proven that there is a direct relationship between playing football in the NFL and having brain damage later in life. More and more studies have been done in recent years that show an extremely high percentage of former NFL athletes who are diagnosed with brain damage during or after their careers. These studies seem to prove that this brain damage is due to the ongoing toll football players have on these athletes' bodies. Earlier this year, the NFL even acknowledged the problem. The question is, how will they respond? The NFL has agreed to a settlement of paying out a potential $1 billion to former players who have received brain damage due to football-related injury. The issue with this settlement is not that it is not enough money or that it is too much money for the former players, but the issue is actually that it does not fix the sport and the problems that are ongoing with it. When looking at the graph in the outline, one can see brain injuries in football by different decades ever since the NFL was created. Although brain fatalities has gone down immensely since the start of the NFL in the early 60s, brain disability injuries have continued to go up since the first 10 years into the league. This is strange because you would think that the NFL would make changes to the rules and to the equipment usage to make the players in a more safe environment. It doesn't really make much sense for them to be getting more injuries. Charles Grantham puts it like this: management has betrayed all these former players. In my mind, we should not just be paying these players more money for ruining their health. The league should instead be finding ways to allow the players to continue playing football without potentially ruining the rest of their lives. Studies show that the condition CTE has been diagnosed in 90 of 94 deceased NFL players whose brains were studied by researchers. This disease has only ever been found in people with a history of repeated head trauma, even if those players never experienced a concussion. In recent years, it is clear that players have begun to notice the evidence from these studies, and many have taken action. Many high-paid and highly talented players have been retiring in the prime of their careers to ensure the safety of their health, even though they know that they could be getting millions of more dollars for just a few more years to play. Over the past 2 off-seasons, players such as Calvin Johnson, Marshawn Lynch, Patrick Willis, and Jake Locker are among some of the players under 30 years of age to retire in the last 2 off-seasons. As more players are educated of what football could do to their health after their careers, it is very possible that more and more athletes will choose to play other, safer sports. For example, Rasheem Mathis, a recently retired NFL player, has publicly spoken about his worries for the future of his health because of playing football for so many years. He also said he will do his best to convince his children to play other sports so they can maintain good physical and mental health for as long as possible. To conclude, for years, the NFL attempted to avoid these issues and dismiss studies saying that the results were not conclusive. Now that they have in fact accepted the truth behind the relationship between football and brain damage, it is not enough for them to simply dish out money to players who it has affected. I love watching football and would not want it any differently from the perspective of a fan. But clearly, there are problems with the game and how it affects the players. With all the evidence supporting this problem, the NFL must make changes to keep the long-term health of the players intact.